Vindictus is an MMO that I always come back to. Always. Every single year. Why, you ask? Well, the devs continue to release regular content and, more importantly, characters. Characters or classes that are always pushing the boundaries of the action genre. And this, right now, is no different. The Vindictus team, they reached out to me knowing that I love the game. I've covered the game on numerous occasions, and they asked if I wanted to take a sponsored look at the new class. You know, take her for a bit of a test drive. Naturally, I said, hell yeah. A hot new badass dual wielder? Does it get any cooler than that? With this in mind, if Vindictus looks like an MMO that you might be interested in playing, and right now is a perfect time to, with the new Sonia character update that just released on August 12th, then I urge you to click that link down in the description and the pinned comment below to join what is arguably one of the best action MMORPGs still available. Vindictus is one of the fastest paced action combat systems available in the MMO genre. It has held that title ever since it released years ago, producing some of the most unique, engaging, fun, interactive classes that I've come across in the genre. You can unleash sick combos, melee, and magic with a variety of different weapon types while directly interacting with enemies and the environment. You can climb, you can lift parts of the world up, boulders, pillars, enemy weapons, dead enemies themselves. There are also traps that you can interact with, traps that you can use to swing on down and eliminate enemies for you. At the same time, if you're playing with other people, they can trigger those same traps while you're there in the way. They can come down and they can kill you instead of the enemy. Yeah, that's happened quite a number of times with MRSSTIX and I. She takes out her frustration on me in game. Sonia is the newest addition to an already extensive selection of characters. She's a devastating dual wielder and is probably one of the fastest, most agile characters that you'll encounter. Seriously, she literally flings herself all across the field, destroying everything in her path. After selecting her, I immediately proceeded to customize her characters, outfits, hairstyles. General customization is one of the things that I think Vindictus truly excels in other than its combat. I got several different outfits, and I settled for this one in specific. I did admittedly get another outfit. I got several outfits actually, but I got a better one later. You know what? Actually, I'll just go ahead and show you which one I got later. This one specifically is the one that I replaced the first one with because, yeah, don't ask why I chose this one specifically. It's not really important. There are, however, so many options that it was hard to choose this one. Man, seriously, I also had to get an undergarment as well because that's a thing in this game. Vindictus is a game that you can play with other people, or you can also play completely solo. It offers players the best of both worlds, a full MMO experience, or the option of seeing how far you can go alone. I tend to play MMOs either by myself or more recently with my wife, MRSSTIX. I know. What can I say? If I play alone, then I really have nobody to blame but myself when I inevitably screw up. So, me being me, I opted to level alone and attempt various types of content all by myself. Once again, this is content that you can pursue, that you can consume with other players. And in retrospect, that's probably something I should have done. But people online, they know me as that charming, good-looking, really skilled MMO guy, not the smart MMO guy. Leveling involves navigating to the bulletin board. You select your area, then you ship off to engage in an epic battle. You run through stages, massacring the poor inhabitants as you make your way towards the boss of the dungeon. You beat him up, you steal his stuff, and then you return to town to gloat about how awesome you are for doing all of this solo. After hitting level 115, I decided that I was gonna go ahead here and try something that I'd never tried before. Raids. I've played Vindictus every single year, tried like every single character that is released since like 2016 or 2017, but I've never ever engaged in raids. This was my first time ever, and let me tell you, it is an experience I will not soon forget. I donned adequate gear, or gear that I believed was going to be sufficient, and then I departed in an attempt to experience something that I've truly always wanted to try, but never really had the balls to. Some of the raids turned out well. They typically involve encounters that you won't find in the average dungeons. They're either a big boss fight, they are a number of different boss fights, or a group of enemies followed by a boss fight. The bosses themselves vary significantly in terms of appearance, combat style, mechanics, and difficulty. While some of them I could very well handle on my own, with my finger ready on my potions at every given second, there was one that I thought I was gonna be able to do that absolutely destroyed me, showing me that at the end of the day, for specific content at least, I probably do need more than just myself to complete said content. Evidently, not everyone is born with greatness in their future. Sonia, and more importantly than that, Vindictus in general, is always and has always been a lot of fun. Sonia is fast, her attacks are fluid, and she has movement that is relatively incomparable to any other character in the game that I have tried. Anyway, she's a beautiful character with the absolute perfect face. Dual wielding is one of my favorite types of combat. Any game that lets me live out my fantasy of smashing my fist into or slicing into enemies with 2 swords or 2 daggers is a class that I am going to enjoy. Her abilities are flashy. She hits very hard. She has some crazy AoEs that allow for you to absolutely decimate anything and everything within like 10, 20 feet of you. Honestly, there is no perfect time to jump in and try Vindictus, because I'll be honest with you here, any time is the perfect time to jump in and try Vindictus. Right now, there happens to be a level up box event in progress. There are always new events going on though, which is one of the many reasons that I always enjoy returning to the game to try out the new characters. If you personally think that now is a good time to try the game, if you are interested in playing the new character, then click that link down in the description and pinned comment below. Right now, you will not regret it.